So growing up, I always enjoyed playing Nintendo. I always enjoyed the Nintendo franchises and the Sony franchises and all of that stuff. I'm a fanatic when it comes to retro video games. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I keep on going back to it. I keep on going back to this game, which you can't see because of my fake green screen behind me, because I obviously don't have a nice enough room like this. Obviously Donkey Kong Country 1. All my games, I just keep collecting these retro games. The DKC3, you can't even read that. This is Super Mario World, which we're going to be talking about today. Hell, I even prefer to look of the Super Famicom, to the point where I will take the Super Famicom, and you know what, if I want to play American games, I'll open that bitch up and I'll put that fucker in here, because I just prefer this look and this style. However, I will use the American controllers, even though I obviously have the Japanese ones. So anyway, with all that said, you can kind of tell I'm really into this kind of thing. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about Super Mario. And why are we talking about Super Mario? Because I haven't really talked about Super Mario. He's been obviously in some lists I've done when I've talked about Nintendo consoles. But today I really want to take a chance to actually talk about Super Mario, why I feel Super Mario is one of the best video game franchises out there. It's obviously not my favorite, and I will make a video on my favorite video game franchise after this, but we're going to start with Super Mario. Alright, I got a list for you guys. Get ready. Okay, so Super Mario Brothers is a franchise of Okay, so Super Mario Galaxy is my number 5 as far as Super Mario games go. I really loved this game when it came out on the Nintendo Wii. Love it today. Fantastic game, great feel, very short, direct messages. It has that kind of more linear feel to them, but that's okay, because it gives you the experience as if you're traveling through the entire galaxies, and there are levels that are more open world, like Super Mario 6. So this game really introduced that. Also, this game had a deep story, which was oddly enough missing from Super Mario Galaxy 2, which most people prefer to be their favorite, but I prefer the first one simply because it was the first time we played Mario in this way. It introduced Rosalina, it had this epic story. The way the game ends is mind-boggling, absolutely mind-blowing. So obviously Super Mario Galaxy is number 5 as far as my favorite Mario games go. So alright, on to the next one. Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers, is my number 4 favorite Super Mario game. And this is because I grew up with it. It's the earliest game I have memory of ever playing. And there's just so many good memories with Super Mario Brothers. So you're going to see Super Mario Brothers kind of pop up over here on this screen, and you're going to see me playing it, and you're going to see that I've been playing this game for so long that I can get to the last world easily, but I still struggle when it comes to finishing that last world. There's something about it that always seems to get me, but I have been successful in beating the game, and I think this is one of the best games ever created, and the fact that it was the first Super Mario Brothers game says a lot for how far the series has come. You compare this to a newer game, and then you compare the controls, which are very tight compared to even some modern day games as far as reaction time when you press the button, and how Mario controls after you lift up. It really does kind of earn its place in the video game history. So moving on, Mario. It's 1996, the Nintendo 64 just released. What are you gonna get for it? Well, you really only had 2 choices. You had Pilot Wing 64 and you had Super Mario 64. So which one are you going to get? Everybody got Super Mario 64. Not everybody got Pilot Wings. Pilot Wings was fun, but everybody got Super Mario 64, so we're talking about Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64 is one of those games that I keep going back to. It is the foundation of 3D gaming, and that foundation of 3D gaming is a very exciting thing back in the day when 3D gaming is completely new. You don't know how to control a camera. Developers don't know what to do with that camera. It's all new, and Nintendo just like nailed it. Looking back, you can see things like the camera system is obviously not perfect. These days we have, joysticks on our controllers, like Xbox here. We got the right joystick. So we got that kind of thing going on, and that's how we control our cameras these days. Back then they used the C buttons, which worked great, but the C buttons was kind of like a click click click. It wasn't kind of like you could get precise with it, which is something that later games like Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie worked to fix. I believe Donkey Kong 64 also fixed it. They kind of had a camera that wasn't just like you tap the button and it moves the set amount over. And also in Super Mario 64, the camera would get caught on the wall a lot, and it, you know, obviously it makes sense, but like modern day games, if something gets caught on the wall, it'll just like, it'll either like get closer to you as it goes around, or it'll just not make a noise and just not move. Whereas this game obviously makes that noise every time you move. So but outside of that, Super Mario 64 is a beautiful game, absolutely lovely game. It's fun as hell to learn the glitches in. When you do the backwards long jump glitch, it feels amazing. So if you haven't played Super Mario 64, absolutely check it out. On to number 2. Number 2 is Super Mario World. So Super Mario World came out in 1990, and it was a launch title for the Super Famicom. Now it came over here to America in 1991. This is one of my earlier memories of Mario. I remember when I first got a Super Nintendo, and this game came with. In fact, the one we got came with All-Stars, so that gives you an idea of how old I am. The Super Nintendo we got came with All-Stars plus Super Mario World. You know what? We played that a lot. Me, my mother, my sisters, my whole family, we just loved it. Absolutely love this game to this day. I will play this game on stream constantly. Like, I will, every few days, I will pop this game in and just play through. It takes 20 to 30 minutes for me to just run all the way through, straight through Star Road. And I love running through the main game too. Once you know how to control it, it feels great forming the flying and everything, and actually doing a good job finding all the keys, knowing where all the secrets are, and just kind of performing it, and like showing people what you can do. Really, really fun game. If you've never played it, you owe yourself to go out and get a copy. It's on everything Nintendo, I swear. Everything Nintendo has Super Mario World, except for the Switch, which is crazy, but absolutely get your hands on a copy of Super Mario World. It is a fantastic game. It is my number 2 favorite game in the Super Mario series. And number 1, obviously number 1, this is probably no surprise since it hasn't been mentioned already, on the NES. Back in 1990 in the US, this game released to a huge fanfare. Everybody was going crazy over this game. People loved it. People were huge fans of Super Mario, and they just decided, you know what, we're really ready for this. Especially after the second game, everybody was just stupidly hyped. This game came out, and you know what, it delivered. It went back to this Mario 1 formula and went away from the kind of grabby, select from 4 characters kind of play style of the second game, which was really a reskinned version of Doki Doki Panic, which was developed by the same people who make Mario, so it does make sense. It's the same team, they just reskinned it. But Super Mario Bros. 3 is fantastic. This is number 1 on my list. If you haven't played it, play it. You start in the grasslands, you go all the way through, you'll eventually go through clouds, you'll go through ice, you'll go through pipeland, big little land, big small land, island, whatever it's called. You go through all of this, a water land, all this stuff. You work your way through a desert, and then finally you find yourself in hell. When you find yourself in hell, you find yourself in front of a bunch of freaking ships and tanks that you have to go through and you have to defeat. And once you defeat them, you get to the actual start of the world, which is over there in kind of the dark world. It's just pitch black, and it's just got a circle. It just shows you what you want to see. And then you fight your way through until you get to Bowser, and you find him, you beat him, and you feel like a fucking badass. First time you figure out how to beat Bowser in Super Mario Bros. 3, it feels phenomenal. So absolutely, if you've not played it, what the hell? Go play it. Go play it. Like, these games, all 5 of these games are great games, and you should go play them. And yes, I mean even you, Retro, because I know you ain't played Mario Galaxy. You need to go play it. I promise you'll like. But these games are my 5 favorite Super Mario 64. Well, Super Mario. These are my 5 favorite Super Mario games in the series, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and please leave a like, subscribe, share, and comment, and leave your thoughts about my list. And tell me all about your favorite Super Mario game. Tell me all about your favorite video game series. Tell me what you think about Nintendo, what you think about Sony, Microsoft, Sega, Atari. I don't even know. Just tell me what you think about gaming, retro gaming especially. I'm really excited to hear what people have to say, and I will continue making videos. I'm changing my format up, changing things up, trying new things, and we'll see if this works. Anyway, thank you for joining Houdini, and stay nerdy up here in the nest. We will see you later. Thank you.